Um, yeah, I think the real thing about, I don't think there is a secret method or tactic to making a game successful. I think if there is one thing that I could say is the biggest tip, or two biggest tips to maybe trying your best to make a game potentially succeed in the space, I think the number one is constant playtesting. Playtesting with people that are your target audience, but also playtesting with people you've never met before. I think that's important. I think that's an important thing that I've learned with Suit for Hire is getting people to playtest it that don't know me. Because the thing is, when people know you, they kind of, a lot of times they'll lean to not giving you the valuable feedback that you really need. You know what I mean? And then the second one is, a lot of it does come from the ideation aspect, is coming up with a game that will do well in the space and reach your target, you know, your target success or whatever. There is a factor there as well. And a lot of that comes from prototyping and coming up with a game that would work well in the market. You know, if you pick like the most niche game ever, you're gonna have to expect a potential niche level of success, right? Like it might not do very well. Where can I write my criticism for this game? Not yet, man. Our aimed date for first playtest is November 21st. Yes. You know, Golden. I think those are my two biggest tips. I don't think there is any theories or virality or whatever theories. You could come up with 5 million different things, but like, guess what? You could do all those things and then the game doesn't do well. I think fundamentally, like, we could come up with a bunch of random shit, but we could come up with things like, oh, make sure your game is good enough looking for GIFs, and like, I know that's something that people say, and I would agree with that, is, you know, make a game that could look good in video form. You know, I think that could be pretty important. You know, that could be pretty important. It's very hard to draw people in with a game that's like not visually appealing at all. It could still be very good, don't get me wrong. There could be games out there that are not visually appealing to an extent. Yeah, making a project where you don't play, you just watch. Hey, hell yeah! I watch Twitch streams. I'm down to play a game that I just look at. How'd I go about getting testers that didn't know you? I didn't do that with Suit for Hire. That's why I'm saying, like, that's something I learned that I think I would apply for this game. Luckily, I think things went well enough that I was able to pivot the game during early access. But I think that's what I would do with this game, is I would try to get people to try out the game that don't know me at all personally and whatnot, and hopefully receiving valuable feedback and just getting just overall vibes, right? Seeing how people vibe with it, if they like it, if they're interested in it, and whatnot. Am I using the built-in gas system? I am. Yes, I'm attempting to learn it. I am attempting to learn it. Okay, so what is our first steps in terms of creating an ability outright? I know I should probably set up our attributes, but doing well, Golden. How are you? I am using the built-in gas system. It's a lot to take in right now. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. Also, I noticed that for some reason we had these in the private dependency. I ended up putting them in public. They're both in public and private. I don't know if that changes anything. But you know, we'll see. We should create our own ability system component. I should probably do that sooner rather than later. Probably will want to do that. You know, magma. Pretty potent though. I see the value in learning this. Don't get me wrong. I definitely see the value in learning this. It's just a lot. It's a lot to learn and wrap my head around. But you know, there's definitely some clear reasons as to why so many studios are using gas and implementing it within their games and whatnot. I can tell. It's just a lot to take in. Are we doing nanite on the next project? I don't think I'm ever going to make a game that utilizes a nanite. Or not that I know of at the current moment. Like I don't know if I would. Just tired of Microsoft BS with Windows? Are you like annoyed about Windows 10 going out of I was thinking about buying the long-term, what's it called? Long-term support version, but I think, what is it, like $200? Oh. Oh, brother, I'll just not click on random weird websites. Would I become Crim Nanite? You can call me John Unreal. I'm annoyed with the shit with Windows 11. Oh. There's ways to disable a bunch of that shit, right? I guess to an extent. ESU is free for me? Is that the corporation support? Extended support, whatever? What do you mean it was free for you? How was it free? I'm still on Windows 10. We'll be sticking to it till I get a fucked up virus and fucking die. Holy shit, that's hard. That's hardcore. Holy moly. My problem is if I get a gigavirus and someone steals my data, they basically just take my entire business. They basically just, your business is now mine. You know what I mean? You know? So, it'd be best that that does not happen. Oh. I am Crimson now. Yeah. I feel for devs that like end up somehow like obviously they should have 2FA and all those things, but I feel for devs that somehow like luckily Valve has kind of cracked down on it. They've added some more security measures to make sure that game builds don't you know, some hacker doesn't upload malicious game builds to someone's game, even though they're a completely legitimate developer. But it's like, if that happens to you and you have players that are playing your game and that shit gets out, and either way, even if it doesn't get out, people will still know about it. That's like tainting your image for like forever. That shit would be no level of potion. No potent enough potion could fix that problem. I think there was a recent game that was just a genuine Bitcoin miner on Steam. Classic. Okay, so how do we create a simple ability? Gameplay ability. Open the ability blueprint on an event activated ability called apply gameplay effect owner. Okay, so we don't really care about this. But anytime the ability is activated, I would assume this would be almost our event begin play, but in the case of ability. So if we wanted to do, let's say, a fireball, we would do activate ability, probably spawn an actor from class, which is the fireball, and then launch the fireball. I'm assuming that would be our way of doing the fireball. And then we treat the fireball as its own thing. Try activate ability by class. Is that actually with the node to activate an ability? Gameplay abilities can be configured to have cooldowns and costs. Both are implemented as gameplay effects. If a game features a resource gameplay attribute like energy, you can create a GE class that subtracts energy. The cost GE class is checked when trying to activate an ability. Applying each attribute modifier must result in a non-negative value, as well as checked and applied when committing the ability. Creating an ability refers to calling the commit ability function in the ability blueprint. So the final checked for whether the cost can be paid, and if so, we'll apply the cooldown. You must remember to call commit ability for any ability that has a cooldown and/or cost. Since committing ability can fail, for example, if your energy depleted from other factors, since calling. Okay, comprende. Nice. Makes sense. Right. Okay, so someone's like doing something in the hallway. They got like a vacuum or something, sucking up the floor and shit. All right, so we need in our core folder. We're putting everything in main core. Maybe we just put the abilities in main. Yeah, let's change it up a little bit. Abilities or ability. Ability, gas. Gameplay ability system. Gas. And then we can put all our gas, blueprint related stuff in gas. Because some stuff might not be necessarily abilities. Gameplay ability. Gas, whatever. We'll just call it gas. It's gas now. It's gas. Gas. Some game leakers are the stupidest motherfuckers I've ever seen. That was what happened? Are you okay? Are you okay? What happened? Tell me about it. What happened? What happened?
Shit my pants, I did.
Rap. Toxic with this Prime. Thank you. 7 years. Oh my god. Thank you. Hey, thanks. All right, so we'll create a gameplay ability. A gameplay ability. All right, GA underscore. Simple, fireball. Yeah, we'll just do fireball. GA fireball. Okay, so now we got GA fireball, which is a gameplay ability. So we got some cancel ability with tag, block ability with tag, activation own tag, activation required tag, activation block tag, source required tag, source block tag, target required tag, target block tag. Also asset tag, default ability tag. Oh, shit. What? Pokemon Company got hacked? Oh, it's probably something that's new. Prominent Pokemon leakers are reporting on it and posting shit from it. And the next 5 years, their games leaked. Now the Pokemon Company is taking down all the leaks. And the leakers now pissed off. They're taking it down and claiming to counter DMCA claim them. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, God, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. That's our leaks. You can't take down our leaks. I'm DMCAing the leaks from your IP. Nintendo's about to string them up and torture them. Brother, they're about to put their ass down. That's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. Anyways, Fireball. Anyways, Fireball. Fireball! Anyways, Biden blast! Oh yeah, the gameplay debugger has things for gameplay ability system. Very cool. No, I don't care about targeted abilities. I don't care. How do I do the cooldown costs? Commit ability? How about I commit? Oh, wait, hold on. Attempts to commit the abilities cooldown only. Like, but what does this do? Reading C++ symbols. Okay, are you gonna send me to the? You're gonna send? Unable to find source file and line number for U gameplay abilities K2 commit ability. Element not found. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. It's right there. It's literally right there. It's oh, it's not there. Uh-oh. Where is this? Attempts to commit the ability sensors, etc. There's a last chance to fail. Checklist override activate ability and call this themselves. Oh. How do I oh. Oh, there it is. I just had to look for it myself. Where does this begin? Give it configured to have cooldown and cause both as gameplay effects. If your game features a resource gameplay attribute like energy, you can create a GE class of subtract energy. Cost GE class is checked on trying to activate ability, applying each attribute modifier must result in a non-negative value, as well as checked and applied when committing the ability. Committing to blah, 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 blah. Oh my god. Both Microsoft and Apple are pushing their AI assistants and having them run in the background, eating up resources constantly is just incredibly annoying. There has to be a way to disable that. I swear I saw somebody say that you could probably do like a registry edit to disable that. Don't take my word for that, but I swear I saw something about people using regedit to like disable a bunch of Windows shit. I don't know if it was specifically the AI assistant stuff. I would assume there has to be a way to disable it. There has to be. Even if you disable it, the patch comes in and it's back on. Oh god. What the fuck? Nobody can tell me that AI is a good thing for the world. No one can tell me. AI in quotation marks, by the way. No one can tell me this whole fucking thing is good at all. Like, none of it is good. None of it is good. There's no good. It's all bad. All of it is bad. Committability refers to calling the committability function and the ability blueprint. So the final check for whether the cost can be paid, and if so, we'll apply the cooldown. You just hate AI? I don't hate it. I just think it's stupid. Do you know how much money it's making? Of course it's good. Money never led to bad things. I love how someone actually like unironically used that as a thing. It's like, Oh, but like it's got like $500 billion or some shit in AI now. Like it's nothing's stopping it now. It's got to be good. It's got $500 billion invested in it. You must remember to call committability for any ability that has a cooldown under cost. Since committing an ability can fail. For example, if your energy depleted from other factors, since you utilize return value. Microsoft had AI face recognition for photos now too, and you can turn it off 3 times a year. Wait, what do you mean you can turn it off 3 times a year? Wait, what do you mean you can turn it off 3 times a year? AI will help humanity in the long term? I don't think so. I wasn't serious, to be clear. I know you weren't harmless. I know. You're being sarcastic. Mr. Situation, hello. It just says at the bottom, you can only turn this setting off 3 times a year. For like 3 photos? You're in an AI hater zone. Like you said, nothing can change his mind. Yeah, nothing can change my mind. I don't think AI has any... with the direction it's going, whatever 1% positive impact it has, there's 99% negative impact. You'll see. You'll see. It's already bad enough, especially if you work a job. I haven't updated my Windows 11 in like 4 months. Yeah, what's wrong with like big tech corpa? What's wrong with them? Like, what's wrong with them? I know what's wrong with them. They have some stupid CEO / C-suite that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what it must be? All these motherfuckers got yachts. There must be something in the water. Something in the ocean is making them go fucking ballistic, and they're like losing all critical thought. It's gotta be the water. Something's in the water. Something's in the water. Have you tried the Epic AI assistant? Ask it how to make a gas ability. That's okay. I got critical thinking. I got a documentation right here. It'll teach me. And I got my hands that I can use to figure it all out. Now the question is how do I associate a cooldown with this? We have a cooldown here. If I give this the gameplay effect, modify attributes and tags. Okay. Sounds like I need to make a gameplay effect for this. Let me see. Think of proc effects like on taking fire damage, gain movement speed, but also customizable gameplay. Wait, hold on. Where the fuck I am? I'm in the wrong place. Hey, where's cooldowns? Oh, here we go. Wait, no, I'm in the wrong... What the hell? This looks like the same post. it looks like the same post. Gameplay abilities can be configured to have costs and cooldowns. Both are gameplay effect classes configurable in the ability cost gameplay effect class and cooldown gameplay effect class. For example, if your game features a resource attribute energy, don't care about that, blah, blah, blah. Trying to activate an ability, applying each attribute modifier must result in a non-negative value. Committing the ability refers to calling the commit ability function in the ability blueprint. Okay, got that part. Understand that part. Gotcha. The cooldown GE class is applied after successfully committing an ability, as long as the GE is applied to the ability owner that grants the same gameplay tags as the cooldown GE class. The ability is considered on cooldown. You can call get cooldown time remaining on an ability to get its current cooldown. Applied cooldown GEs are matched by the tags they grant, so the cooldown GE class must be configured to grant tags. By adding a grant tags to target actor component of the GE class. Furthermore, cooldown GE class is expected to have duration policy equals duration or infinite. When the client-side execution of ability close commit ability, whether the costs and cooldowns are applied predictably depends on whether it's called within a scoped prediction window. What the fuck? Okay, so I don't see the gameplay effect for a cooldown. Let's see if there's one in here. Gameplay effect. Do they have a cooldown? No. They don't have one in here. Let's just try creating a gameplay effect then. GE cooldown? I don't know. Interesting. So set by caller, what does that mean? If I put this in here, will it allow me to modify? Okay. Wow. Okay. There's there's a lot in here. I'm trying. Okay. Let's look at this page. Maybe this page has something about cooldowns. Aha! Wait. Yes. Aha! Common question is, how can I increase the decrease cooldowns or duration-based effects when they are active? Oh, shit. Wait, that's not right. No, I need something else. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Where we? Where we? Okay, hold on. This page is not helping me with setting up what would be needed for a cooldown. I'm lost. I don't get it. Why is it infinite has a period? Why would infinite have a period? Then it's not infinite. That's bullshit. That doesn't make any sense. I also don't know how I would modify the value of the cooldown. Does that mean that I need a GE for literally every single ability to determine the cooldown? Did I read this one yet? No. So I'm taking a look. First, more you need an ability blueprint, which works up to you. You also need a gameplay effect blueprint. You'll add it to the abilities cooldown gameplay effects section. Gotcha. This will add the specific gameplay effect once you either call commit ability or commit ability cooldown node in the ability blueprint. In my case, I want the cooldown to start when the ability ends. So right before calling end ability, I commit the cooldown. Could be committed at the start of the ability to start the cooldown at the start too. This is all you need on the ability side. Now for the actual cooldown gameplay effect, you need to create the blueprint for it and set its duration policy to has duration, right? Which was what I was kind of leaning into. I just didn't understand what everything else was. I'm also noticing something that confirmed my suspicion. Every ability is going to require its own cooldown gameplay effect class. And that is fucking ass. That means for literally every single ability, it also needs a gameplay effect just to determine the duration. I can't like... Oh my god, you have to also create a tag for the cooldown. Oh no. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh god. Oh god. I get it, but oh god. Oh, I had a feeling it was going in this direction. I was just while I was staring at it, I was like, I really hope it's not going in this direction. It's in that direction. Oh no, taking it with the Lyre project, it seems that each ability will have its own, will have to have its own unique cooldown. It's just using the tag system, but it means every ability needs to have its own tag. Unless. See here, they changed the duration of how long the cooldown would have to be. We could make it so we go down the Risk of Rain path, and each ability is either a primary or secondary or utility or ultimate ability. Then all we need is 4 gameplay tags, and then we specify the magnitude based off of what ability type it is. That being said, I don't know if that's what I want to do for our ability system. We could. Oh, balls. There's something that Steam could discontinue the buy one get one free stuff. I always thought I could make a little discounted page for my game. You could still make a bundle. If both of your games or both of your things are the same price, you could create a bundle and just make it, I don't know, 50% off, I guess. But they have to be priced the same. You could probably just make a bundle and that would work similarly. There's still bundles in Steam, right? I'll probably, since my game is VTT. 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 Very touchy. Touche. Oh, tabletop simulator. Oh. Virtual tabletop. Oh, okay. Oh, you mean the thing where it's like you could buy wait, they don't do that anymore? Where you could buy like 4 keys for like a group of friends? You can't do that anymore? Is that what you mean? No. That's stupid. Valve? Hello? Come on, Valve. Dude, what the hell? What the hell? Someone call Valve. Someone call Gaben. Call him up. Cooldown gameplay effect needs to be created for every ability so they can have their own unique cooldown, which kind of makes sense. When you use the same cooldown gameplay effect for 2 different abilities, even though the cooldown set by ref by color, and still need to be using the same. Yep. We gotta create. So we need to create for every ability, we need to create a gameplay effect for the cooldown and associate it with its own tag for the cooldown. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, I'm not fine. I'm not fine. I don't know if this is any different. Adding a global cooldown using gas. How to add a global cooldown mechanic. How to implement a basic global cooldown using gameplay. You should already have the boilerplate code done. Gas on your slide. Let's just get started. Create a gameplay effect called GE global cooldown. Set duration policy to has duration. Scale the float magnitude to however long you want the GCD to be. I set mine to 1 second. Add a new tag for the GCD gameplay ability cooldown. This tag will be graded to the player when they use an ability. Under gameplay effect is asset tag added. Add the same tag as above. Ability cooldown. As far as I can tell, this is how you get the tag directly associated with the effect. This is for later when you want to show this cooldown in the UI. In the gameplay ability. Yeah, that part makes sense. Okay, here's the problem with this tutorial. You can't add this to 4 different abilities because that just means every ability is going to have the same cooldown. And we don't want them to have, we want them to have their own cooldowns. So I don't think there's any easy way around this. But I gotta say, this is not optimal. This is not optimal. This fucking sucks. It sucks. How you doing, Deadwire? How's a new game coming along? I don't know, I want to slam my head into the wall. In the time you've been pondering this, you could have had it done. Yes, and also, yeah, but, you know. I'm trying to think, like, is there a way I could, like, I guess there is that idea of primary, secondary abilities and whatnot. We could go down that path. What I was thinking of doing is the ability system, you could, like, how I was picturing it is you could, like, put different abilities in each slot. You know, like let's say Fireball, instead of it being in slot 1, you want it in slot 4. You know what I mean? But we could do it like a little bit more strict, where it's like primary ability is like these specific things, secondary ability these specific things, utility, whatever the fuck the fourth one would be. But I guess we're just gonna have to do it. Just gonna have to. Okay, what's the period though? What's the period for? Period in seconds, 0 for non-periodic effects. That's really helpful. Thank you, guy who fucking wrote that. You piece of shit. Man. Guy. Okay. Then we have to so what does that say? Target tags gameplay effect. Target tags gameplay. Wait, what does it say? Wait, what? One of these has a cooldown. It seems like grant tags to target actor is the one that we want. Yeah. That looks like it. Add tags. Add to inherited. You need to add a target tag's gameplay effect component in the components array and add a cooldown tag from there. Target tags gameplay effect component. Yeah, let me just let me get on that. Target tags gameplay. Ah, great. I don't have that. Wow. Hey. Hey, good. Good. Very good. Hey. Great. Oh. Yeah. You need to add a target tags gameplay effect component. I think maybe this is the one. It's just maybe it was modified. I think it is. I think this is the one. This seems a lot like the one. Okay, now we gotta. Whap! This sucks. I don't like this. That literally, oh my god, this is gonna become so. Why can't you just have? Why can't we just have it internally inside of the ability itself, so I don't have to create a class for every single class? Here's the problem, guys. You guys are understanding. If let's say I create 25 spells or abilities, I then need to associate. I have to not only create the gameplay ability, I also have to create and duplicate a fucking cooldown that's literally just gonna be the same fucking thing with just a number associated with it, and then I have to create a tag for that fucking thing. Ah! Ah! You would think there'd be a better way to do this. No, there has to be. There has to be. Wait, hold on. Let's do a little bit of research first. There has to, gameplay ability cooldown. Oh, it's the same post. Cooldown gameplay effect. Gameplay abilities have an optional gameplay effect specifically designed to use as the cooldown of the ability. Cooldowns determine how long after activation the ability can be activated again. If a GA is still on cooldown, it cannot activate. This cooldown GAE should be a duration gameplay effect with no modifiers. Any unique gameplay tag per gameplay ability on per ability slot. Oh god. Have an optional gameplay effect specifically designed to use the cooldown. This cooldown GE should be a duration gameplay effect. So I'm assuming what they mean by that is has duration with no modifiers and a unique gameplay tag per gameplay ability or per ability slot. In the gameplay effects granted tags, so wait, hold on, wait, let's keep reading. Hold on, wait, I'm reading something. Hold on. Wait. The GA actually checks for the presence of the cooldown tag instead of the presence of the cooldown GE. By default, cooldown GEs are meant to be predicted and it is recommended to maintain that capability, meaning do not use execution calculations. When starting out, you'll most likely have one unique cooldown GE per GA that has a cooldown. A more advanced technique is to reuse one cooldown GE for multiple GAs and just modify the gameplay effect spec created from the cooldown GE with the GA specific data. This only works for instanced abilities. The fuck does he mean by instanced abilities? He just used that out of nowhere. Like, how do I, what do I do with this word? What do you mean by inst? Use a set by caller is the easy method. Set the duration of your shared cooldown GE to set by caller with the gameplay tag. On your gameplay ability subclass, define a float / F scalable float for the duration. F gameplay tag container for the unique cooldown tag and a temporary. The unique cooldown tag and a temporary F gameplay tag container that we use as the return pointer of the union of our cooldown tag and the cooldown GE page. So they're creating a unique gameplay tag container for the cooldown. That's what they're doing. I'm assuming how it generally would work is we'd have one gameplay tag container set on the player or player state or whatever. And that's why the original method here doesn't work, because it's using the regular tag system. Sure, SPAC. Let me see it. Or method 2, use an MMC. Modifier magnitude calculation. This will be over in 7 minutes. Let's see what he does. Easier cost and cooldown. Here.
For instance, my gameplay ability for the player dash over here, you have these cost and cooldown gameplay effects that you can put in. But you'll also quickly run into having to make separate gameplay effects for each of your abilities because they all have different cooldowns and they all have different amounts of like mana cost, which ends up being very unintuitive, very clunky, and just not very smooth to work with. What we want is we want a little field somewhere down here that is just a float that we can give a number into, saying, hey, this costs 50 mana, and the cooldown for it is also like preferably a float. The cooldown for it is 2 seconds. That's more of a Z than a 2. But
rather than doing this bullshit, having to create a separate object just for, oh god, that's fucking crazy. How would that be the standard? There's no way.
You get the point. Luckily though, it's actually fairly simple to set that up with a couple of lines of C++ code. So as a fact,
don't make
me. A little bit of a different type of video. We're not going to set this up from scratch. I'm just going to show you my code because it is so little that you probably will be fine just reading my code as I explain it.
All right.
So the very first and most important thing is, as you can see, I do have those values for cost and cooldown up here as part of a cost gameplay ability category. And that is because...
Why are the numbers with commas? What the hell fuck is this? Europeans, man. Let me tell you, man.
And that is because for this to work, what you're going to need...
0, comma, 75.
Is you're going
to it's 0.75,
into
all right?
C++ classes, and you're going to make your own custom gameplay ability base class, which is just a gameplay ability class. Just make a new one here. Find the gameplay ability, and you're going to make a child class of that. And in my case, I ended up calling it cost gameplay ability. In the CPP file, there's literally nothing you need to do. The only thing we need to do is go into the...
Now, here's something that I'm curious. I wonder if this works in multiplayer. Doing this kind of hacky method, I bet you they do this because it works in multiplayer.
The header file for it. And we're just going to, in the public section, add a uProperty added defaults only for the cost and a uProperty added defaults only for the cooldown. Now we have the float for our cost and our cooldown on the gameplay ability itself, which is really where we want to have it. So if we go into the gameplay effect cost class for the mana cost, which is different from the dash because the dash has its own custom logic for that, but we'll see that the mana cost here, it changes the gas player attribute set mana. Now you do need to make a separate...
As that experiment, how would you instantly finish all cooldowns if you don't have an effect to interact with, or use max health or rage or other resource types? We're going to find out how he's doing it here. We're going to see.
For the fact for each attribute or set of attributes that you want to change with this. But that by and far beats making a different effect for every single ability in your game. And what we'll do is the modifier operation is base, and we're using in the modifier magnitude a custom calculation class. The custom calculation class that I made is called a base cost calculation. So let's go into our C++ classes and figure out what base cost calculation does. So we have it right here, base cost calculation. And if we start out in the header file, we can see that we only need the calculate base magnitude implementation with a gameplay effects pack being given in. Inside there, what I do is I make a uGameplay ability cost pointer.
Okay, I don't really need this part because I don't need cost. We're just going to do cooldowns.
Effects, what I use is my...
mana is cringe.
Cooldown length calculation instead. So now, in my Thunder ability, I can set the cost to being only 5 mana by just changing this one value on the ability itself. And if I go into my test level over here, I have like a whole inventory system set up for this, but this is my Thunder spell. And now we can start spamming this because it only takes about 5 MP for every single cast, which is fairly overpowered because it's a fairly powerful ability. I think actually I murdered all the enemies around me. So you can see we still have some mana left. But now if I go back in here and I set the cost to 50 instead, I only have about 100 mana by default in this game. So now if I try to run this ability again, you will see that it instantly takes out about half my mana, and I can only use it twice before it stops.
It's probably a good reason it's not done like this by default. I think it's because of multiplayer, if I were to guess. But I want to see
using it. So let's take a look at that. When it is 0, sometimes 0.1, and the default system doesn't have a very simple, quick pieces. A very big thank you to all of my the very simple, quick, and easy to fine-tune way these value in your get cooldown length.
as multiplayer, you have much less control this way. I don't know if you necessarily have less control, but it's just really annoying having to create literally a gameplay effect for every... it's just crazy. I think... you know what I might end up doing in the future? I might create an entire, like, editor utility widget to create these classes for me. Maybe it'll take from a template and then just create this shit for me. And then that way, at least it's, like, a little bit more straightforward to just create all these fucking things. But for now, for the sake of just learning, just fucking put the thing in. Just put the thing in. Add to inherited. So we are going to need a new section. What are people calling their tags here actually? Ability, action, slide, cooldown. So ability dot fireball dot cooldown. Is this enough, or do you guys think there needs to be more subcategories? I feel like that's enough. Maybe player dot ability. We do have character here. I don't know what character is for. Character impulse. Player dot ability dot fireball dot cooldown. That's a lot of subsections. I think I'm just gonna, for simplicity's sake, I'll just do ability.fireball.cooldown. And then at any moment in time that we might want to, what? Just select the regular fucking ini file, man. All right, add to inherited. Ability fireball cooldown. I have ability fire fireball, for example. So you could block or refresh all fire spells. Oh. Yeah, I could do ability.elemental.fireball. Ability.elemental.fire.fireball.cooldown. Okay, let's just do that for now. All right, let's just get this fucker working. You know what I mean? Let's give it 3 seconds. I would assume magnitude is the actual thing we want to modify here. I had a dream. You associate the thing. Okay, so we're just going to start with something real simple. Print string. Fireball. Print string. No fireball. Okay. And this is to get started. I redid my gameplay tags like 3 times because of this. Isn't it like really fucking annoying to like clean up gameplay tags that you don't want anymore? Don't you have to like go into the ini file and manually delete them or some shit? What up, Hyper? Did I decide on the game idea? I missed a few streams. The game idea is a action roguelite, fantasy action roguelite in first person. I still have not like we're still trying to figure out some of the design, but the idea is you would like kind of Risk of Rain style go through like floors, but we're still getting there. Still trying to figure it all out. You need the blocked by tag on the ability? Right, we need to do that. Also, I searched up how Mordhau gameplay works yesterday. It is exactly what I thought it would be. You like move your mouse in a direction and it changes the attack direction. I don't know if I would want to do it that way. But it's interesting because they also went as far as making it so it's like when you would slice in a direction, you can move your mouse in that direction to speed up the attack, and it like visually speeds it up. Like there's a whole different like effect. Or you can slow it down by going in the opposite direction. Very, very, very interesting. I could see like implementing some stuff like that to be, you know, like doing something like that could be really interesting. But I don't know how much gameplay impact that would actually have. So we'll see. All right, yeah, so we need to do a block abilities with tag. Abilities with these tags are blocked. See, like, I get the system. I get what it's doing. But man, does it... I think the problem I have right now is just how much shit there's gonna be. It's gonna be fucking crazy. But I get it. Yeah, I get the workflow. I understand how it works. It's just, I think we are gonna have to create... Actually, I think I wishlisted something on Fab, a marketplace asset that allows you to create these things really easily. Either that or I create my own editor utility widget that'll create the tag associated, create the gameplay ability, create the effect, you know what I mean? That way it like speeds up the process of creating an ability and it's not such a slog. Just one thing, I'm participating in the Epic Mega Jam from Unreal Engine, and I concoct a game idea and story, and I wanted to stream the game development, but doing that would leak the story. What's your opinion? Most of the people that are probably going to be playing your game, as long as you spread it around during the Mega Jam, I don't know how it works during the Mega Jam. Most people that watch your stream, or most people that will play your Game Jam game probably don't watch your stream. 99.9% of the people that play Suit for Hire have never even watched my stream or don't even know that I stream to begin with. So I would say do what you want to do. I would not worry about leaking the story. Like, yeah, I guess if there's certain people that are interested in your game that are watching your stream, you could warn them, be like, hey, this might leak some of the story. You could say that. But I really don't think it should be something that stops you from doing something that you're interested in doing. I see you got gas up and running a bit. Yeah, you know, we got the exhaust in without the engine. The exhaust is there. A little bit of the chassis is there. Just a little bit. A little bit, not much. The engine, I don't know, it's outside somewhere, probably rusting. Who knows? I thought the engine was Unreal Engine 5. No. For this system, it's a different engine. Okay, sure. The engine's in the car, okay? It's just the battery is not in. The battery has fucking acid all over it. That's the wrong tag container. You need to put in activation block tags. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, you're right. That is the wrong one. Activation block tag. The ability is blocked if the activating actor is looking at a component has any of these tags. Okay. Yeah, I read it. Yeah, good catch, guys. Good catch. I hate this. I get it, but I also hate it. I just my brain, if I were to create an ability system, my ability system would have the cost and cooldown straight inside of the ability itself. I'm sure, you know, like I said, probably wouldn't work that well. I get that there has to be some sort of technological reasoning from a multiplayer or maybe security standpoint as to why there is a GE, a specific unique gameplay effect associated with an ability and its own tag. I get it. It's just fucking, ugh. I think it's, the problem with Gaz is it gets to a level of complexity where it's like, if you don't need that complexity, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't need any of this, it just becomes a little bit of a slog. Hello, brother man. Did you build this tag system, or is this somehow built into UE5? It's built into UE. You think I'm smart enough to do something like this? Hell no. No, it's built in. It's all built in. Okay, so now we just need to cast the ability. So we need to go to our player character. I'm doing this with one hand. Don't ask what my other hand is doing. It's in my pocket. It's just sitting in my pocket. I don't know why it's... This is why Sovereign, when he was still doing SP, made his own ability system. I get it. I get it to an extent. I get it. I think I'm just going to learn Gas because I don't want to somehow maintain an ability system myself. And at some point I want to go into multiplayer. There's got to be certain reasonings as to why Gas, like Epic did the certain things they did with the blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Debug key 1. Okay, so we'll use this. We have our ability system. Where's my begin play? Does Valorant use Gas? That is a good question. I think they do. Can someone confirm? I swear I feel like Gas does use gameplay ability system. So what was it? Give ability? Fireball. What do I use the most? Hard ref or soft refs for stuff? Mostly hard refs, but I'm not supposed to. I shouldn't be, but I do. What up, Justin? I think Valorant might use Gas. I wouldn't doubt it. What is it? What they're probably using is the modifiers, if I were to guess. If I were to guess, they're using... not modifiers, sorry. They're using the tags. They're probably using the tag system. I don't see why you would need to create your own tag system when there's a lot of that there. But they probably don't use this shit. And honestly, I get it. Oh, what about Smite or Paladins? Is Smite in UE? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, man. I don't know literally everything in existence. Great insight. I don't know what we use to make our game. Well, like... You're not going to know everything when you work at a studio where there's like 5 million people doing different things. Where am I? So we give the ability, then we activate the ability. Oh, interesting. Okay. Reddit says Valorant uses it. Yeah, don't listen to Reddit for anything. Okay, it works. But what's interesting is because the activation is blocked. Because the activation is blocked, it does not actually run activate ability at all. So commit ability. Yeah, we need to call end ability. Okay, sure. Yeah, so interestingly enough, this stops this from ever activating. So then there's no need to have the branch, technically. Hmm. Go to override classes script. There's a can activate ability where you can put an extra logic there that happens before activate ability. Where? Where? In the ability. Top left. Oh. I don't know if I want to touch this right now. Let's see. It's still interesting. It still does the same thing. What about this one? Should be huh. Interesting. I wouldn't mind being able to get if something can't be activated, because like what if I wanted like sound effects like, hey, this is on cooldown or something, like a little error sound effect. Hmm. I see. The return value and try activate ability returns if it's activated. Oh. Ah. What's the genre of the current game? First person fantasy roguelite action? The first person action fantasy roguelite. Yeah, that's all I know. Like concrete right now. I don't listen. I'm still trying to figure out the rest of the video game at the moment. Sir, those are just buzzwords. Yeah. Well, what do you want from me? True, false, 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 false. True, false, 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 false. Okay. Get out of here. Can you imagine if you do a dash kick and it's like a super kick? Oh shit. And like enemies just go fucking flying. That'd be so funny. Another way to do things is to not have the tag in the class defaults, but to check if the owner has the tag before committing. And you can do other behavior in the ability if it fails. Gotcha. Okay. Well, for now, we'll just do it this way. I'm okay with this way. And then we could always just do this to read from the blah, 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 blah. And then we can kind of go from there. I've been playing a lot of Angerfoot recently, and the game's so much fun. It looks like a good time. It looks like a good time. It do look like a good time. It do look like a good time. Oh yeah. Yep. Also, there is a when ability is added to ASC, the ability system component, function abilities, you can do things like add UI elements, etc. to functions, ability added and ability removed, are both super nice. So I could probably send in, yeah, I could send information by UI. Very good, very good. Yeah, that's gonna have to be that's a whole ass step right here. That's a whole ass step. Ability cooldown has been figured out, but we need a subsection to this. Make it show on HUD. Yeah, we got the cooldown, but we have to make it show on the HUD. Then we need to figure out stacks. Oh, it's gonna be great. I can't wait for ability stacks. And then associating a cooldown with the ability stack to like bring back the ability. I can't wait to do that. I'm gonna need more coffee. I also ran out of milk. I had to use like macadamia milk. It tastes like nuts. It tasted nutty. It had a little nutty taste to it. It wasn't bad, but it like had a nutty taste to it. It tasted a little nutty. Tasted like I was eating a macadamia cookie. Something about it didn't feel right. Yeah, the ability stacks. That's gonna be fun. Can't wait to do that. Oh, dude, our dude. All right. Well, let's cast Fireball. Let us cast the Fireball. So I'm gonna just duplicate our arrow. This will be duplicate BP projectile dash Fireball. I also want to put that into the gas folder, and we're going to first go ahead and update redirect references, fix up redirectors. Okay, so the Fireball is going to be I don't know, sphere. Shape sphere. What the can we change that? Can I get a sphere that's in the middle, please? Thank you. Can I get a emissive material in here? Bullet emissive? Ah! Sure. Wow. Sure, for now we'll do that. I have to go do some voiceover, and I hope you figure this out. Hey, hell yeah, Link. I hopefully will. Good luck. Okay, so projectile movement, initial speed. We're going to do 5,000. Projectile gravity scale. Let's do 0.3. Should bounce? No, no. No, I don't think so. Let's just start with that. Because... Wait, what is that? Spawn actor for gameplay task. Oh yeah, gameplay tasks. What is this? Okay, now question. What is the... This looks... Interesting. Which spawn actor should I be using in gas? That's a node. Yeah, I got past that part, motherfucker. Okay, I mean, what is? It's a node. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that we got past that part. But did you mean to ask a question mark? That's a node, or did you like spawn actor for gameplay tasks? So gameplay tasks I know is a different thing. I don't want to touch that. Now this though, ability task spawn actor. It has target data, which. Fuck target data. I'm just trying to help. Okay, the thing is the target data, I need like a bunch of stuff. Like I need spawn direction. I need yeah, whatever. We'll just, whatever, man. I don't know if that's like the right, like, which spawning do we want to use? Is there a spawn thing in here? Spawn. 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 Spawns an actor with a sphere mesh. Yeah, but like, how are you spawning it? Spawn, spawn, spawn parameter, spawnable, spawn, 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 spawnable, spawn, 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 gameplay ability spawnable, spawn, 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 spawn my balls. Okay, how about that? Now, the spawn transform. This is where shit gets really rocky for me. So we have an ability. Okay. Can I get the instigator from this? Get actor info? Instant Gator, I hardly know her. What are you saying, man? What the hell are you saying? Dude, what are you saying? Get in the crystal. Break. Ah! Oh my god, it's got the owner actor, it's got the avatar actor, it's got the player controller. Yo! And someone said I can make my own custom ability actor info? That's fucking crazy. Wait, this will often be null? What do you mean it'll often be null? Okay, so we want the owner actor. We want to get the forward vector of the owner actor. Then we want to turn that into a rotator. So this will be the spawn rotation. Then we want the actor location. I want to multiply this by 35 because we want this to be in front of the guy, of the man. We need to give our character a name. You got Doom Guy. What is this guy going to be? Heaven Guy? Kill Guy. This is Kill Guy. His name is Kill Guy. Okay, let's see if this spawns. What the fuck? Help! I stabbed myself. If I remember correctly, I am using the owner. Yes. Fireball. Fireball. Oh, what the? Boy, it's so bright. What do you mean? It's a fireball. What do you expect? Why is it? Oh, is it because the gravity is like making it? So let's just increase the initial speed. Oh, wait, I know what's going on. Sorry. It's the power. We're making it really slow. All right, I got it. I fucking got it. Fireball. It's a little fast. And it's also coming out of our balls. You know, that could be the source of the fireball though, but like that's not what I want. I don't want it to come out of our balls. What I want it to come out of is from our face, ideally. So, our eye's viewpoint, this will be the actual location. And then this will be the... whatever. I'm sure it's fine. Sorry, I forgot it's still bright. Let's just turn... Forgot to change that. Big fucking sun. Camera lit double-sided. There you go, whatever that is. I don't know what the fuck that is. How expensive is that? I don't know. Can't read. Alright, cool. Yeah, I guessed as much. Ah! Idiot. Look at you. You look like Mr. Incredible from the first movie when he gets stuck with a bunch of shit on him. Lower the cooldown. Lower the cooldown. God, I adore this stupid fucking gas system. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Anyways, I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep tonight after trying to use this shit. This is the thing that I'm gonna have to learn. If somebody release a game, how many additional tasks like customer support there are, etc.? How do you deal with those? You just deal with it. Or you get someone to do it for you. That's the pure reality of game development. The reality of game development is you are starting a business and releasing a product. And you are also a babysitter because some gamers sometimes act like fucking babies, okay? Anyways. Watch this. Watch me turn this guy into a... I don't even know. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so Fireball. This is going to be a little different. We want it to stop simulating. I don't care for it to spawn an impact FX. Although I guess we could. No, I don't care for that. We'll do that, sure. Spawn sound at location. Explosion! Let me go into this real quick, because I know this thing is loud. One, I know this thing is loud. Two, it's not running under the correct sound class. let's lower the volume. Yeah. Okay. So we're good there. Okay, so we got a sound effect. We have damage actor. But realistically, we are not going to damage actor like this. We're actually going to do it a little differently. And then we got a hit marker, which we don't really need. Sure. No. Sure. No. No, I don't think so. We don't need a hit marker. Ah, sure. I'll leave it in there. You know, Vinny, how goes with the Gaz situation? We're getting there. We're getting there. We'll just do a static value of 5, but ideally what we need is to get the... we need to check... Wow, I really love how Unreal changes the pin type. Thank you, Unreal. Fucking piece of shit. We need to change like how the distance of the actor being hit by the fireball. We need to check the distance and then we can modify these values. But for now, we're just going to do this. No problem. No problem. No problem. But yeah, Klaus, there is a lot associated with releasing a game. That is if you want to take it seriously, right? You can choose to not do any of that stuff, right? You can choose to completely ignore all of your emails. You can choose to ignore all of the support tickets asking for help, whatever. That is up to you. But that will reflect on, you know, on your business and whatnot, right? My business? Yep, your business. Your business. Okay, so we'll do sphere radius of 400. Object types will be pawn. Actors to ignore. We'll make it so the player character can hit themselves. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Yesterday night I was using Lyra for studying and getting some ideas. I think Lyra is a good like study use case for sure. It's just man oh man. There's a lot going on in there. That thing's got a lot. That thing be jam packed. So this is going to be our actual target. I am seeing an up vector here. This is also incorrect. Help, my code is looking like ass. I need to use more C++. What's up vector? Sunny must be stopped. You can't just make that joke. Willy-nilly. Like it's nothing. We see what you're doing. What's worse, abandonware or vaporware? What's the difference? They're both basically the same thing, are they not? I don't even know what a vector is. It's a gun. You ever heard of the Chris Vector? Now don't ask me who Chris is. I don't know who Chris is. Vaporware never gets released. Abandonware, though, means that people purchased it, right? I guess that would be worse. In some ways, depending on the situation. Not for guys. For guys, I'm at a good stage, I think. Mostly for animations. Oh, yeah. Hardest part right now has been replicating turn in place. Just don't. You just, you know, just the guy rotates. Just... The solution to replication is not replicating it at all. You could... Wouldn't it be better to actually replicate or not replicate a turn in place and actually just calculate it locally? Would that be better? I guess it depends on how many characters there are in the scene, right? Because then if you replicate it, that's just like one more packet, one more thing to replicate, you know what I mean? One more thing that ends up being on the network. Okie dokie. So now, the fireball should explode. Aha! And it also deals damage to us. It does not explode if it hits nothing. Oh, yep. There's the problem. How do you get that lighting you just changed out of the skybox? I don't know. I just modified the stuff a bunch. Stupid. Get launched. God, so much like setup just to like do what seemingly is like a really like simple simple thing. Oh my god. It is with Gaz, yeah. Well, Gaz spawning an actor. Don't know if this is the way to do it, but that's how I'm doing it. Explosion. Explosion. I think the range is too huge. We should do like 300. Make it deal more damage. Okay. And then I think what we should do is also... maybe destroy actor. Do we give this a lifespan when it hits something? Fireball. It's also launching like crazy. So let's lower that a little bit. We're also going to change how that impulse works because it's not doing a good job. It ain't doing a good job because it's like launching them in a really weird way. Fireball. Let's change the size of this even more. 200. 200. Let's increase the size of the explosion. Okay. Now, I don't know if the projectile should be just a regular actor. I would imagine in Gaz, maybe there's something different, but I just have it as a regular actor for now. Next up, Biden Blast. But using actors isn't exactly bad, right? I was just like not. I wouldn't mind knowing if is there a different thing that would have to be used for that. I would be curious. You know what's really funny? We've created a character that literally uses everything. They use a sword. They have a bow. So they're a knight. They're an archer, and now they're a mage. So it's kind of like they're a little bit of everything. They're like I don't know, an average character in a Sony game. Yeah, sure, yeah. Actually, no, they're like an average character in a Bethesda game. Well, that's not true, actually, because I think in Skyrim, you kind of select. Well, do you kind of select? Do you kind of select a class path in, like, Skyrim? I don't know if you do. I don't know if it locks you into anything. I guess once we do the rune tree, that would be kind of like potentially putting you into something. Why am I getting like a random Steam notification? Name them Jack. You are Jack. All right, well, we've created our first fireball ability. Now we just need to get it to show up on the HUD, and then we need to get stacks working. And then I need to, yeah. But yeah. What do you mean by stacks? Being able to use an ability multiple times and it replenishing each stack periodically. So like, let's say you have an ability that has like 3 knives or 3 stacks. Being able to use 3 of them and then they like slowly regenerate. So you could have the second one and then a third one might come by after like 3 seconds or something. From what I've seen, the Risk of Rain, that one Risk of Rain document that talks about like Risk of Rain style ability system has a way of creating stacks. Or I guess charges. Yeah, charges would be a different way of defining it. Yeah, charges would work as well. Yeah, maybe not stacks. Maybe charges would be the better word here. Ability charges. Or stacks. Charges slash stacks slash whatever. So that would be another thing we'd have to figure out. And then we kind of go from there. Yo, Carlson, how's it going? I don't know why his projectile, I don't see it. It's invisible. I don't know why. Have you been? I've been all right. I've been all right. I've been dealing with gameplay ability system. You know, it's my brain kind of exploding and whatnot. You know. I think the thing that I want to do that might make this combat system feel unique is associate some physics to the enemies and hitting weak points doing specific things. Like, you know, let's cut this guy's... What's the word? Let's cut this guy's Achilles heel. Or, what's it called? What's that, like... thing that's... Or, like, that muscle that's, like, right on the back of your foot? That is the... Is that Achilles heel? Is that the Achilles? But yeah, it would be interesting leaning into little fun things like that. I think that would be really fun. It would kind of lean into that element of what I want to do, leaning into like the Dark Messiah of Might and Magic kind of thing. Now, the thing is, I think a combat system like that does really well when...
Get away from me! I'm running a desert!
It works really well, and the characters are kind of like a little goofy and humanoid, and you can kind of tell what's going on. So that's why I think the Risk of Rain enemy element is... I think we would design our enemies in a completely different way, I think. If we were to lean into that kind of gameplay structure. We'd have like goblins and stuff like that. So... that would lean into the idea of slower kind of gameplay, I think. I guess that would only happen on like smaller enemies, not like large scale, super duper giant enemies or something. Unless we do some like custom stuff for them. It's like maybe you like you attack their toes or something, and they like, they fall to their knees or something, I don't know. Might be a bit scopy though, but I think that could make the combat fun, unique in its own way. Yep. Kind of like what we did for the zombie game, which I think I can still boot up. Do I still have that open somewhere? Oh my god, I do. What? Set mount sensitivity doesn't do anything. Oh my god. Let's turn off Lumen because it eats all of our resources. It would be cool to do some unique stuff like here, let me go to these guys here. Like, you know, that guy's leg is gone and now he's crawling. Stuff like that could be really interesting. That could be kind of fun. Go back and loot that ambulance, man. There's nothing in there. So that could be cool. And you can even go as far as like arms. And now he literally can't attack me anymore. He literally can't do anything. So maybe that could be kind of fun. I don't know. Yeah. We could do, it would be interesting to do little things like that. Maybe. 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 We could, yeah, hitting the legs maybe could apply a slow or something. You know, like we could make it simplified and use gas for it too. We don't have to go crazy like the entire leg comes off or whatever. Because dealing with dismemberment is not exactly the most fun thing in the world. But dismemberment is cool as fuck. Fireball. Yeah, I don't even know what the enemy types are gonna be. I don't even know. For all we know, wall running could be like a perk on the rune tree or something. A lot of things could be like perks on the rune tree. Skeleton, skeleton with a sword, skeleton with a bow, a skeleton dog, skeleton with a book. How many skeletons? Yes. How long have you been working on this prototype? We had an older version of it that like we randomly worked on. I want to say that was maybe like 2 weeks. Then I came back to this, duplicated this like prototype project that I had, and so far it's been like 9 days. So I guess like technically a little over like 20 days or something, but getting back into it like 9 days. Blue blob, green blob, red blob, yeah. And I guess the nice thing with slime is like, what are you gonna do? Chop off its legs? It doesn't have any legs, it's just a blob. Anyways, cool. So we can now cast an ability. I will say, it feels like a lot of work just to literally spawn one projectile fireball and have a cooldown associated. But I get it. It's not about this simple thing. It's about the fact that we can do more stuff with it. So, yeah. It's all of the buff, debuff stuff we can do, you know, shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. The part about the cooldowns, though, that fucking sucks. The bow and the sword should be abilities as well. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, okay? Just one thing at a time, okay, motherfucker? Jeez. It's already annoying enough to set up those systems on its own in an actor. I don't want to have to deal with that with a gameplay ability system. Let's one thing at a time, okay? One thing at a time. Let's start with the abilities and spells first, and then we can work our way up over time. Maybe. Possibly. A and D should be perks as well. You can only move forward. S backwards is a pre-order bonus. S backwards. By the way, walking backwards slows you down. It's just, you know. Spells means 1 when he gives up on the rest. No, I will push through this. I've learned that when I push through things and stop being lazy, I actually learn things and get better at things. Who would have thought? Like level design. Sometimes I just got to go through and bite the bullet and go through the pain. We're learning a bit though. Doing a great job. I think... I'm a little concerned about these being in blueprint, but they're relatively simple. Like the cooldown, for example, can be a blueprint. The ability itself is okay to be a blueprint. I think that's fine. But ideally, I would like to learn how to turn these into C++ classes instead. Actually, do I? Nah, fuck that. You know what? Actually, I take that back. Fuck that. I think I'd rather have these in Blueprint than be in C++. I think the other things I'd want in C++ are things that we've been doing already. Things like the system globals, context, all those things we could do in C++. I would not want to do that in C++. I'm going to be honest. That sounds painful. This is already painful enough. I don't want to add more pain. Okay. I like pain. Yeah, well, you do you, man. I'll be right here with my pina colada. I actually have never tried a pina colada before. I'm going to be honest. Anyways. Burm, 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 burm. A spawn projectile node could be done in C++ if you have the same one for every projectile ability. I don't even know where to get started with that. I will see you guys on Monday. Why is my computer going crazy? What the hell? Yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Thanks for dropping by. Did quite a bit of learning today. My brain's kind of fried right now. I just got here? Well, maybe you should have gotten here earlier, okay? Oh, God. Well, Jace, you know, maybe you should have gotten here earlier, okay? Have you thought about that? Am I going to play some Arc Raiders over the weekend? Probably just going to play Deadlock. Maybe a little bit old school RuneScape. I don't know. I literally don't know. I'm definitely not doing any work though. Maybe I might start a Trello. I think this is gonna get pretty crazy, and I don't think this is very good. And then maybe I will expand upon our requirements for our first playtest to determine all of the goodies we might want, like the amount of spells / abilities. Potentially. Okay, have a great weekend. Thanks for dropping by. We're getting somewhere, I think. I don't know. We'll get a feel for it. Listen, we don't know. We don't know until we know, right? There's an idea here. There's some sort of concept. It's just the way that we get it to work, I guess. Anyways, goodbye. Have a great weekend.